night. So why is the war? Why do we fight? There's one sea, one tide, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. In one hurts, in one needs, we all gotta learn to live together. Baby, peace, isn't it time for to stop dying? Isn't it time, mother, stop crying? Stop the fighting and the hate. We gotta make peace before it's too late. There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. With one hurt, with one needs, we all gotta learn to live together. In peace, alright. Everyone lives, everyone dies. Everyone loves, everyone cries. Round the world we're all alike. So why is the war? Why do we fight? There's one sea, one tide, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. When one hurts, when one needs, we all gotta learn to live together. Baby, peace, alright. Isn't it time for to stop dying? Isn't it time, mother, stop crying? Stop the fighting and the hate. We gotta make peace before it's too late. The sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. When one hurts, when one needs, we all gotta learn to live together. In peace, alright. Peace together. Hello, everybody, guys. How you all doing out there? Thank you for joining me on Between Two Worlds. I'm actually here in the Facebook as well in YouTube. So you can find me either room. I'm still on two locations. You can still find me. It's interesting. Things have been going on. Like, I can't believe it. We're having a little bit more freedom in Feces' book. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Got a little bit more freedom in there. I think because Mr. Z is probably behind bars. You never know. You never know. I guess would say coming soon to a theater near you. And I will say that because it will be known as a theater for 3 days. 3 days. Okay. And that theater is going to be coming up quite soon here. After November the 5th, November 5. Remember, the 5th of November. That's going to be interesting. Right. And, yeah, Tanchikiwa Bonnie. I said, hello, how are you? Tanchikiwa, everybody. So anyways, yeah, it's been interesting. And let's see. Travis said, I found a book in the library book sale called QAnon, an invitation to the Great Awakening. Any thoughts on this? Do you know what, my friend? Get the book and see what it's about. Don't be surprised. You'll probably find some things in there you probably need to know about. So it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. There has been a lot of people out there right now writing books regarding all what's going on for the last couple of years. And everyone's opinion, from a doctor to a lawyer to politicians to whistleblowers, straight down to people that are protesters. So you have a lot of people out there talking about all what's been going on, everything as you see. Okay. And see, what do you think about what happened with John Horgan and his health? Oh, my goodness. What happened to Mr. Horgan and his health? Oh, well, maybe because if he's got this big C-19, probably because they took him away. He'll have to be hospitalized maybe forever. Okay. You never know, right? And it's the same thing. I just recently was sent something new. If you guys ever get a chance, go on my Telegram and you'll see that wonderful looking photo about Dr. Teresa Tam. This actually is a photo that was actually taken in China. And you'll see where she is originally from, who she works for. If you find my picture, my name in there, it's going to be worth your while, folks. I'm telling you this, that I am giving you all warning, heads up, because start downloading a lot of your stuff that you may not be using or that you probably will be using or want to use in Facebook. But I will say this. It's very possible that this will not come back. So I'm talking about the fake book. I'm talking about, like I said before, as much as you possibly can. We're trying to stay in contact with each other. And I will say this too. We had the beginning of the 10 days because my internet went down. Not internet, sorry, take it back. My cable quit for a few hours. It went down. And in fact, a lot of people were saying it even did also affect, or someone said it affected Telegram, that they lost contact for a couple hours. Well, maybe because, folks, that the Tesla satellite is transitioning over. And so basically Tesla now is in control of all of our power. And so eventually we're going to have free energy, as in electricity, internet, phone lines. It's going to be interesting. Basically, our lives are going to be a whole lot easier, a whole lot better, including the taxes. I'm being told that I'll be returning back to you all your back taxes and mortgages, interest rates that they or interest extras. Like basically, if you guys remember correctly, a lot of these banks, they actually always, or even credit card businesses, charge high interest rates. Well, those high interest rates are being returned back to you. So everything that's been accumulated from all these years, from all your credit cards, apparently what I understand, they will be graced, as in you may not have to pay the bill at all, or the bills, period. So it sounds to me that they're going to say, wipe the slate clean. We're going to be no longer corporate, that we are now going into the new republic, which basically we have a free and better life, right? So this is what I was informed. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, going to grab my booklet here. It has all my info. I was a little late getting in tonight because I had so much to do to get. Yeah, well, mortgages. This is all going to change. I'm telling you guys, you'd be surprised. All your interest rates. You'll find out, because I can't speak any more of it until, like I said, it's all based on the Nasara Jasara. Okay. But what I understand, that you'll be seeing a list being sent out, and when you get to see it online, it'll show you exactly what you are graced and what will come back to you. Okay. And what I do enjoy about this is because we're not going to no longer pay taxes. You may have the odd tax, but that's more like, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's all about, but we'll find out later. But again, it's no longer corporation. So basically, that has been cleaned. That's actually, we are going to go through a cleansing, and some of the people have noticed the changes in the Nasar. Some have actually already begun in some part of the countries. So that's going to be interesting now. There are some countries right now, as I can tell you, that have dealt with no longer 6 feet apart. They're no longer wearing masks. I'll give you one interesting part is actually my friend who lives in Hungary, or has moved to Hungary. Doesn't live there specifically, full time, but he went there to get away from all of this. And there's no mask wearing. There's no 6 feet apart. People have got their lives back together again. So again, this is in Hungary, and which are Hungarians, right? And so there are a few. Now, apparently, there are 17 countries that actually have gone through the effects of what we have to go through and complete what was going on, right? I also do recommend down the road there's actually it's called Signal Foundation, and which is called Signal Private Messenger. So NSA took control of CIA in November 2018. Signal app now has taken over by the White Hats. So basically, the White Hats are the good guys. And so Signal will be only thing that works when we go down, military satellite controlled. Phone service will not work. So best download it and get your family and friends to do it as well. So if you guys don't know what it is, I'm going to share that with you right now. And this is what it will look like on this screen. Whoops, let me get this back again. Woo-hoo. On the Facebook screen, but this is what it'll look like. I'm going to try and start using my other program better. Download that, folks, because this is going to help give you a position, right? Okay. If you don't know what it is, like I said, it's called, I moved that darn thing. No, Private Messenger. You want to download that. So what they're saying is that it's going to be a 3-day event, blackout worldwide. A part of this, the U.S. Space Force Trump card, hashtag Nikola Ready. Hashtag Nikola Ready, which is Nikola Tesla. Let's see here. Change over to Tesla free energy. See, Texas Tower and Tesla battery installations need power for EBS, which is the emergency broadcasting system. 10-day disclosure, 3 hours, 3 8-hour movies, 24/7 for 10 days. In many languages, see TurkSat rocket satellite, TurkSat. No texts or phone calls, no internet while Operation Mockingbird being wiped away. Rebooted and Trojan Project Odin, Starlink, internet coming online, just Signal app, highly encrypted mail app. Okay, so let's see. Can anyone else see the screen? I can't see you live, Derrick. It should be on your phone, and you can also go on YouTube. You'll find me in there too. So if you can't see me on Facebook, go on YouTube. Look for Between Two Worlds with the number 2, and you'll find me in the chat room there. So either way, you'll always find me. Okay. If you guys are getting frozen in the chat room in Facebook, is because there are hundreds of people. Basically, here's what happened. What Facebook has done or had done, they limited people actually seeing people in chat rooms. And I remember when I began my work doing Facebook, I had well over 300 to 400 people, maybe more, in the chat room. Then what Facebook had decided to do was downsize the quality of the presence of the people in the chat room. So sometimes they only limit to only 20 in the chat room, and sometimes no more than 30, which I think is very wrong. So that's what I'm saying. We're trying to get people to try and move over to YouTube, because Facebook is just trying to be malicious. There are people who do Facebook Live on locations. I've seen friends of mine that will have over 1,000 and get hit and they have no problems. But because I am a digital warrior whistleblower, that's why. Okay. So they are trying to prevent me from sharing the TRUTH to folks out there for all of you. Okay. So if you are having difficulties, again, there's 2 locations. You can go to YouTube and you look for me, Between Two Worlds, and you can't miss it. I'm there live. So either way, you'll still find me. You can't always freeze all the time. Okay. Between Two Worlds, W number 2, right? What's the name of that site? What site is that? Which one are you talking about, Keith? Okay. Let's see. It's funny that you haven't started cutting you on off yet. Yeah, but you know what? I'll tell you something, guys. Interesting part. I have actually a page on Facebook, and it's called the True North Strong and Free. True North Strong and Free. That's my page. And I remember being placed into Facebook jail constantly for 30 days, even 60 days, for well over a year. And then after something happened, like as in Mr. Z got picked up, and the white hats came in and took over, and next thing you know, we have more freedom. And no one's ever bothered me. In fact, a lot of people are saying in their chat rooms or on Facebook that they're getting, all of a sudden they remove all of the blocking from people that can't be on. They're all happens, so they can find, right? So, whoa, too many hits all at the same time. But I'm not taking calls yet, guys. Just hang on tight. Okay, that was late. Hang on a second. Why did it do that? Crazy. Okay, that's why. Okay. So I wanted to share this with you folks so that you guys will know ahead of time. So if you ever want to do, let's put it this way, if you can't find me here on Facebook, you go right on to YouTube. Okay. Anyways, yeah, not available yet. Wait for the first hour. I came in late, guys, and I want to give you guys all the information first before I miss anything to share with you. Now, one thing I want to say, and that is this. Let's see here. We have had some really great information sent down. They all say we have 1 week left. Basically, the date is November the 5th. Remember, the 5th of November. If you guys remember that sign from the V for Vendetta, that's based on that specific movie was made specifically from the White Hats, who actually wanted you to see what's going to happen. And they wanted to give you a bit of a heads up to give you an idea how to learn to stand up for yourself. This is what they're doing right now. Okay. So they said here, the countdown has started. Welcome to the end game, Patriots, because all you folks in the chat room now are Patriots. A week to remember. They are not prepared. Now buckle up and listen to what I have to say. This has come from Joe, by the way, JFKJ. He says here, blackout is necessary. The hour is upon us. Largest D class yet. Main event on its way. And the BOOM, so loud it will blow your masks off. After 1 week, I will lock this channel. He's talking about his own channel to private. So if you guys want to find at JFK channel, you hit on that and you can click on that, and you want to join that. You get to see all the things that he's talking about that's coming up. It's all part of the show, and a show that will leave everyone speechless. You have 1 week left to join the channel. After that, you'll be able to access it only with provided link by himself or him only. 1 week remaining. After, a lot of things will change. Share this channel with your family and friends. Prepare backups. Archive everything. Final trip code is here. Spread the word. They will do everything they can to stop us, but will they succeed? No, they won't. The Patriots are in control, and where we go one, we go all. That's what they basically say. Now, I have been sent another picture of our dear Dr. Bonnie Henry, who is supposed to be the health authority here in British Columbia. And when I was sent a photograph, but 2 pictures, one, Bonnie Henry, the real Bonnie Henry, and the second one, not the real Bonnie Henry, but around the neck right in here, there's a red circle. It's a mask. Okay. It's a mask. That means there's someone else that took her place. Now, where is the real Bonnie Henry? Okay. Now, is she gone as in new fresh amount of jewelry, one-way ticket, or is she been just taken out of the way? So then this person is a white hat, or is this person the bad one? Hard to say. So you'll start noticing, folks, there's more people that have been taken away and may not be returning back. Number one, Mr. False Doe. I'm sure you know him, PM False Doe. Definitely will be in that lineup in Gitmo in Guantanamo Bay. He'll be definitely in that lineup. He won't be coming home, none whatsoever. And neither will his wife. So they're going to take their permanent vacation. So that's going to happen, folks. You'll see the permanent vacation. It's a lifetime vacation at Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, but it's freshly built with new bars, concrete. Oh, it's well protected. There's no way anybody can break in. No burglars. Okay. So thought I'd share it with you. Yes, Judy. Tons executed already. Gone. Yes. In fact, someone sent me an update here. I'll give you guys the numbers. If I can find it. Where are the numbers? I think the numbers, they were 250,000 at That was in 2020. The new numbers, the new bingo numbers are, let's see, the new bingo numbers are, where did you go? Just saw you. Oh, go back again. Da, da, da. I get so much information sent to me through Telegram, so I'm playing catch up with everybody else. Something else I want to talk about too, and that is the children are getting forced vaccinated now as we speak. The deep state's military, which is Joe Biden's military, are grabbing the kids out of school and taking them out the back of the school and giving them the jab without the parents' permission. These are military people doing it that work with the deep state. So that wasn't cool. Bonnie Henry said that there's a Child Infant Act that was passed in Canada. Dr. Bonnie Henry says that she can jab children without parents' consent. And this is here in Canada. This woman needs, and I just said this woman needs to be arrested sooner than later. So she's basically letting you all know, if you want your kids to go to school, all right, that's exactly what her goal is to make sure, because she works for the Gates family. She works for the Gates Foundation. She works for the Fauci Foundation. So they're the ones that are wanting you guys jammed, right? They are adamant. And, you know, like I said before, folks, it was never proven that it was ever a cure. Never at all. Never, 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 never. Right? And so that's something that people need to understand, that they need to do something about it. Getting a lot of new great friends that are joining up in Telegram as well. Appreciate it, guys, too. It's beginning to build up more. And people, and there are some people I don't know, but they'll always have people in there that are going to try and see if they can start. I've had a couple ladies, first of all, they'll say hello to you, and then they'll say, what's your sign? Are you married? Going, oh, now they're trying to start a little prostitution ring here in Telegram. Ain't going to happen, folks. They will take you out. So any of these porn organizations, they're not going to be allowed in this page. None whatsoever. They will find you and you're done. After this is done, will we still be able to drive cars? Actually, yeah, you will be. The cool part is that by the time you start getting paid well off with a great amount of money in your bank account, because everyone will receive this, right? You'll start to notice that there'll be more vehicles not on the ground, but as in hovercrafting again. We may be flying our cars in the sky, and we'll have that ability to do it. You'll get training. So you'll have a small little car that's going to be hovering on the ground. I remember back in the 70s, they had hovercrafts, and things were great. And then all of a sudden the company went, no, you can't do this. Like, why? Because they don't want you to have something that's nice. But yet the rich people used to always say, well, I can have this, but you can't have it. No, sorry. Right? Let's see here. Australia, there's a lot of MPs now that are forced underground, and in the parliament, they're trying to pass the bill where they're trying to get every politician to actually hand over their health records, so to make sure that they're jabbed all the way. So they're trying to get, so a lot of these politicians refuse to do it, so they had to go underground. So they're hiding, they're doing their, I guess to say, they're keeping themselves away from the government, I guess, as in face to face. So they're not forced to, they don't get forced to, they're fighting against it right now. Yeah, that's the way it works. Now, we have a fellow by the name of Robert Kennedy, and he's asking, and I will share this out loud.
No government in history ever surrendered power in the absence of a demand. And on November 3rd, we're going to make that demand. That is the day that we want you to join us in the worldwide walkout. Don't stay in your house. Get off the couch. Join us on the streets. We need to tell these governments, their friends in the technocracy, their Silicon Valley billionaire boys club, the mainstream media, and all of their allies in the pharmaceutical industry, and we will no longer tolerate them trampling on our freedom of expression, our freedom of speech, our freedom to worship, our property rights, our rights to jury trial, all the rights that they have stolen from us over the past year. On November 3rd, we begin the counteroffensive to reclaim those rights.
Now you know. So, November the 3rd, reclaim your rights. And they want everybody out of their houses on the streets and saying enough is enough. And no police officer will ever interfere. No security will ever interfere. None. November the 3rd is the big day. It's really important. So this is a worldwide protest. Say enough is enough, because they want to get a response from the people and see, here's one thing that really gets me. Why do people have a tendency wanting to hide in their homes and thinking this is going to be over? Oh no, I won't do it. You guys did it. But you know what? All the people that work very hard to help you survive, so to speak, and to know what's going on, to inform me what's going on, right? That's what we're trying to do, is inform me what's going on. But if you keep on allowing yourself to get lazier and lazier and lazier, you're not going to get any answers, but you're going to be absolutely shocked and surprised in the end that you should have listened, right? So basically, our lives are going to change completely. Absolutely can change completely. You won't believe what's going to change. And for the good, absolutely good. We're going to do well. We're going to do a whole lot better than most people think, right? Let's see here. In France, the citizens are storming the stores that enforce the vaccine passport. So basically, they're asking that everybody do the same thing here. They're asking all the people to, if you are prevented from actually going in shopping, and they're telling you that you have to have a vaccine passport, you got to have a whole bunch of people with you, and you can force yourself through the doors. Security can't do anything about it. And you do your shopping, you grab what you need. And if they refuse to pay, to sell it to you, you walk out the doors with all the groceries. Okay. So it shows you right in here. It's happening in Europe. It's actually happening in France. French citizens are storming the stores that enforce vaccine passports, filling up shopping carts, and leaving them right before the checkout, before walking out. Okay, they're doing this purposely, and they're really scaring the crap out of people. So they're just telling them straight up. No, they're not kidding around. Okay, I'm going to go quickly into break, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to listen to the song. Don't leave me. I'm going to take a quick break here, so I'm going to play the song through again. Listen to the song and the words, okay?
Everyone lives, everyone dies. Everyone loves, everyone cries. Round the world we're all alike. So why is there war? Why do we fight? There's one sea, one tide, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. And one hurts, and one needs. We all need, gotta learn to live together. Peace I've died. Isn't it time mother stopped crying? Stop the fighting and the hate. We gotta make peace before it's too late. There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. We want hearts, we want needs. We all we gotta learn to live together.
Yeah, I think John Horgan is going away. Anyways, folks, thank you. Thank you for letting me leave the room for a few minutes. What happens when you drink a lot of this healthy food in here? This is apple cider vinegar with water, and I fill this up, and I use this as a cleanser, and this helps me with my gut. Breath, healthy wise, it helps a whole lot. Sometimes if you have a meal with it to help digest your food down, especially if you got low oily foods, this helps a whole lot. So I drink this a lot. And then I have my coffee. Yeah. Anyways, we are back. I'm back again. So thank you guys for joining me in the chat room on the Facebook as well as YouTube. Now, if those of you are having difficulty seeing me on Facebook, join YouTube. Go into the chat room in there. Look for Prefer Between Two Worlds. I'm in there as well. Okay, so I'm got two stations. I'm on two studios at the same time. I'm actually just finishing download this OBS, so I'll be having that set up next week. Hopefully, we're on live again, because we may end up. Let's see here. Ooh. I'm hoping to be back on the 4th, on Thursday, the 4th of November. Hoping. You never know. If we don't have the power or the internet, doesn't mean that we can't have doesn't mean that we can't that everything's bad. It's not. That means everything's coming in. Everything's supposed to happen where it's supposed to happen, right? Let's see here. Catherine Telegram, in the search, just type his name, then at the bottom hit, look for me, join. Just to join in, and you can look for my name, Derrick Whiteskycloud, on Telegram, or you can find me. I have another page called True North Strong and Free with a, okay? You can find me in there. That's what I do. I share with my information. So, so far, I got a lot of people joining. I got like 70 members so far, which is great. I'm looking for, and I had to get rid of a few because some of them were trolls, Trojans. These were just placed there specifically to try to cause trouble, and I went, you're done. So, how long will they upkeep the roads? What do you mean the roads? As in driving roads? They're not going to stop anybody from driving anywhere. That's the thing. Let's see here. And bring some new stuff in here that I just wrote down. Yeah. Okay. Now, some of what's going to happen in the future. the transition is going to change, and we will become the new republic of Canada, as well as the United States will become the new republic. And that is because Donald Trump will be re-inaugurated as the 19th president of the new republic of the United States, or for the United States, rather, way you want to say it. And but it's no longer considered as a corporation. None of our countries now are corporations. Some of you may think that Canada right now is a country. It is not. Our country was given up to the CCP, and they handed money over because our country went bankrupt back in 1984. Our prime minister that ran it then screwed up our country and gave up our just basically bankrupt our country. So they borrowed the money from China and from the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. They gave them money, but in return, the deal was that they get to have about 80% of the land on our country. They get to do whatever they want. We had no say in the matter. So anytime anybody's ever said, we don't like what you're doing, then they're yelling at us, calling it racism. So one thing we had to learn to do, and when I found this out, I went, no, we're not taking that crap. So President Trump found out about this, and he actually kicked in and he said, nope, this ain't going to happen. So we're getting our country back. Right. Okay. So Terry says November 23rd at 9 a.m., 20 attorney generals are going in front of the Supreme Court to pull the election down. Thank you. Thank you. November 23rd at 9 a.m., 20 attorney generals are going in front of the Supreme Court to pull the election down. Yeah. That's what's going to happen, folks. Let's see here. Okay. In France, the soldiers have stepped in front of the citizens, and now they're protecting them from the police. Pretty cool, eh? So basically, the protests around the world, with hundreds of thousands taking the stand, walking in the inner city. The police backed away, but tried to arrest they tried to arrest the individuals after the protest. Now, this took place, this one here, that one there took place in Australia. The police were waiting for people to start to disperse back home, and next thing that gave the cops opportunity to grab people and yank them down to the ground and start to they were handcuffing them like crazy all over the place. It's nuts. A lot of them got tickets as usual. They were trying to pass a law in the UK, or for the UK, in Australia. They're trying to pass a law that the police have the right to walk into your home and take you, like basically arrest you whenever they feel like it, because they don't agree for what you think of a politician or anything that's going on regarding the C-19, that they have the right to walk into your home without your permission and arrest you and take you to prison. And they were going to give you no less than 2 years in prison. You can be sent to 2 years in prison for being outspoken. And it's against everyone's constitution. That's basically how it works. Stephanie V says, what's the name of my Telegram channel? It's the True North Strong and Free. In capital letters, True North Strong and Free. And is that the abbreviated thing. But you can also find me with my own name, Derrick Whiteskycloud, all one word, Derrick Whiteskycloud. And just find me in there. If you can't find me, just text me and I'll send you a picture. You can't miss it. Now the only way you're going to find me possibly is hashtag #WhiteSkyCloud. Okay, or at @WhiteSkyCloud. Just the last name is @WhiteSkyCloud. @WhiteSkyCloud. You probably find me that way. Let's see. What else is new? Okay. There was a rumor that started over a week ago. This whole story, this video went all across the world. Friends of mine up in the camp that they had in Edmonton, Alberta, on the grounds of the parliamentary grounds, they set up it was actually not a protest camp. It was actually a healing camp. It was actually to bring the Queen's, let's see here. I'll just basically tell you straight up about it. Let's see here. And that's in the other book. Okay. Basically, as like I said before, folks, our country really isn't a country. Canada is Canada, but it's not. We're under a sovereign country again. That's just the way it is. It's called the Queen's Bargain, and but I was going to show you the picture, of the item. But I think what we'll do is that you can actually go online and find out where it is, and that can help you, right? But the Queen's Bargain is important because basically this was written by the Queen in 1665, and then 1862 or 63, if I remember correctly. Marty was there. Marty Clark is in our chat room, and he can actually tell you. And he interviewed the guys there, and I just had a chat with yeah. Okay. I just had a chat with Patrick King last night. And Patrick King said that they have everything. What happened in the camp, when I was going to talk about folks on the grounds, that there was a court injunction made by the courts, by the judge, saying that no police officers can bother anyone on the grounds, that they have the rights to be there by all means. So not one Royal Canadian Mounted Police nor city police can actually bother the people in the camp, leave them alone, let them do their thing. They had teepees up there, tents up there, they had food there, they had everything's all done according to proper, living. And it is traditional because when you have a teepee, what most people don't know, when you have a teepee on the grounds, I got my own teepee. I was taught through my teachings, when a teepee is on the grounds, it's considered a home. And not one police officer can walk in that door and start to say, you can't be here, da-da-da-da. That's just the way it works, because the Indigenous people were here first. And that's why the Queen's Bargain relates to this whole story. The judge knows the Queen's Bargain is far more powerful, far more above all corporation of laws or bylaws. Okay? Anyways, what the Premier of Alberta did is send a Premier, which is Jason Kenney, sent out the sheriffs to arrest people and to tear down their camp. Okay? Jason Kenney doesn't like us having any I guess say traditional power. So he decided to call in the sheriffs, and not just to ask the people to leave. They decided to beat the crap out of some people and mostly arrest everyone and handcuff people, but they did release them after. They really put a beating on Patrick King. They damn near broke his back. There's 5 or 6 police officers that went on top of him. Not police, sorry, sheriffs. I got to say the words correctly. Sheriffs were all over him. Also, too, what the sheriffs did do, which they shouldn't have done, they brought militarized backup. And that is, wear these black pack sacks, and the military do that. It looks like it's a square box type of rectangular backpack. But what it does, you take this flap, or take the strap, and it flips over to the front, and it's half a backpack, and the other rest of it, and in the front of it, shows the stock and barrel of a rifle. They connect it together. It's already loaded and ready to shoot. Okay. They were there with militarized weapons. This is, and then they're trying to say on the news, mainstream media try to say that our people were violent, that they attacked the sheriffs. Nobody attacked the sheriffs. In fact, everybody was told to stand down and to turn their back away from the sheriffs, and knowing that the sheriffs weren't supposed to be there, and they all know that the court order says that no sheriff can intervene or involve. But what the Premier Jason Kenney had done is he override the court's order, which was still illegal. And they started beating up some people. They had some of the ladies. They went, and the sheriffs went nuts on the girls, and they hurt the women, and the women ended up in the hospital. There was an ambulance they called for the girls to be helped emergency wise. The sheriffs prevented the ambulance to be there to help them under an emergency call. It took them 3 hours for the ambulance to finally get close to the girls to pick them up and take them to the hospital. Okay. That's how bad and ugly our freaking country has become, folks. I told you we don't have a country. That's why the sheriffs already know this. They know they can get away with it. Breaking the law. But guess what? Little realize, and they were warned, you mess with our people, the Queen's a bargain. Guess who's going to be taken down? The sheriffs. The sheriffs, two of the sheriffs went as far as trying to kill, and I will say attempted murder. An elder and his partner were in their tent, and they grabbed some fire and they were going to throw it on the tent and burn them alive inside the tent. Really? Are you sheriffs that stupid? And it was recorded. All of it was recorded live, folks. It was recorded on video. They have the evidence. We have the evidence. Now, here's one thing that gets me. The sheriffs never, the very same sheriff who was Mr. Friendly at the beginning saying, oh, well, you know, it's okay. You're okay. You're here. Next thing you know, he became the leader. He showed up wearing a mask and uniform and started going after everybody. And when you have a clan mother who's in her teepee and that door's closed, you cannot enter that teepee, no matter if you're the police or not. It is a law. It's a law of the land. And they walked in without Cookham, without grandmother Nancy's permission, walked in. Right? Did Pat King get his phone back? I don't know. They had, just put it this way, they took all of their stuff and threw them all in dumpsters. The sheriffs, they threw, and they actually apparently, according to someone said that the sheriffs sliced all of the, hacked up and sliced all the teepees to make sure no one actually got to use them again. So I'm going to find out if that's the truth. I won't know until the next day or two. So, but according to what I was sent, apparently the teepees were sliced, and they had no right to do that because a teepee is considered as a home. When a teepee is actually labeled as a fire retardant and water retardant material, it's considered as a home because even the military use that very same fabric for teepees. Okay, so the people there got a beating put on them from the sheriffs that night. They attacked them while they were sleeping at night. There were people that were awake, but a lot of them were sleeping at nighttime, and they got beat up. I'm telling you, it was bad. It was horse. It was absolute crap. All hours of the morning, they went nuts on them. Everybody was like grabbed down, tangled. You'll be seeing all this on film. Some parts of it. If you want to go on YouTube, where I'm on, go on YouTube and have a look for yourself, folks. You'd be surprised. Just look under, the Edmonton Parliamentary grounds, grandmother Nancy Scaney. You're going to find out what happened. Parts of it. It's all being shared. Parts of it, not all of it. But you're going to see how mean those sheriffs were. They were ugly, mean, and nasty. They were worse. And I'll say this. They acted like the KKK. They couldn't care less. And they were so racist. Absolutely racist. In fact, they brought their own camera guy in there, and Grandma Scaney kept on saying, "Get out of my teepee." And the camera guy's in there, got the film on her, like, "I'm not leaving. I'm a sheriff." And she says, "Get up. You're not allowed to be in here." They took the teepee down they took the teepee down while she was still inside. They pulled all the rods off, pulled the teepee off, and she's still in her chair. That's what the cops did. I can't say police. Sheriffs did. It was horrible. I'm thoroughly disgusted with the sheriffs. I had no respect for them. None whatsoever in Edmonton. None whatsoever. That's absolute malicious. Terrible. You know? But I'll say this. I will say this strictly. And here's what thing gets me. The very same leader of the sheriff stated in front of Patrick's face, saying, he says, "Those teepees aren't yours. They're going. We're going to take them down. We're going to give them to the people that they belong to." How does he know who those teepees belong to? Think about it, folks. Who called it in? Infighting. Think about it. I think there's racism within our own people. Because I'll tell you why. We have a lot of non-Indigenous people that help support what Grandma Scaney was doing with this Queen's Bargain. The Queen's Bargain is vitally important. And that states about, well, if Marty has that paper, I don't have it on me right now. Bringing up the file. Let's see for my file. Where's my file? Let's see if I can find it. If I had Marty phone in, we can actually read it, or I'm going to look for my file here. Let's see if I can find it. That's available real quickly here. But it's written in calligraphy. So it's a little bit harder to read. And I'm hoping I could see, where did I put it? I ended up putting it away. There it is. It's got to be it. Yes, it is. Okay. Agreement between something and the Queen Victoria. It must be I think it's Ixus and Queen Victoria. The year is 1665 and the bargain of 1835. The New Canada. Oh, this is better for me to see now. Okay. The new King of Canada, I am writing to you. We have to change the rules of the whites. This is all from the King and Queen. We will head offices in Canada on the Indian Act and superintend on provincial rules. Lawyer for your business, doctor Indian affairs, and on this Indian Act and rules of Canada. In the year of 1820, we sent Simpson, that's the guy's name, to control the company. In the year 1821, we sued Hudson's Bay, Hudson, for selling your goods. So I am renewing the treaty and money, $120 per a year, and tax free. The rules of the Indian Act of Canada: when the year is due, the superintendent will give upon the money tax free. Now you will have to make the township. The whites will have to pay you for everything you have. You make head townships in Canada. Have reservations to keep the whites off the reserve, and free Indian navigation, free gates for settlers, and timber for 100 acres. We leave it as you gave it to the settlers. Only the pine for the lumbermen, and the 60 cents share on the navigation rights if you are on the boat. Now, it's free traveling all over Canada. Any place you go, if you want a house in Canada, you can go to the superintendent, put in your order, and he will see that this is built. It will cost nothing. They will pay for it. I will put a warden in to mind your game wherever your animal will make its track in Canada. You can follow it until you get it. If the whites want your animals, they will have to pay you for it with a license. If you work for the white man, they cannot garnish your wages. The whites will have to pay the taxes. You are entitled to 3% on the taxes and 3% on the timber and $3 stumpage besides, and 5% on the mines. And if you have money in the band, it is 5%. Also, game money is yours. If the whites crowd you, you are to go to the superintendent and put it in your complaint, and he will take it up to the lawyer and he will be prosecuted. The bargain is made, and I'm sending you a medal as good as gold as long as there is an Indian in the country, generation to generation. King, chief, brother, I am telling you, nephew is, and then that part, okay? So now you know, okay? The Queen's bargain is real, folks. This is actually from the Queen. So the Queen Victoria, the year of 1665, on the bargain of 1835. This is what it really is about. And this is the reason why the sheriffs, I strongly feel that the sheriffs were trying to take and trying to get a hold of that Queen's bargain because Grandma Nancy had it there. But little did they know, folks, why would you want a copy or steal someone's copy, not the real McCoy? Who would be stupid enough to leave it there? That's why the sheriffs took everything of everybody's, and including everything of Patrick's. Patrick had nothing. They even took his wallet. They took everything, all his car keys, his credit cards, everything. The sheriffs took all this, and they just grabbed it all. They wouldn't let nobody back to their tents or their teepees to go get their stuff if they're forcing them off the land. They wouldn't let them return. They said, no, you're losing everything. We're taking it all away from you. You have no rights. That's what the sheriffs said. Not the police, not the RCMP, the sheriffs. And the only people, and I'll tell you why the sheriffs are the ones that get away with it. They only answer to the premier of our country, of a province. They don't answer to the police force. They don't answer the RCMP. They are a federal above federal. That's why someone called it in. I strongly feel it's from inside the camp, because the man who was the leader of the sheriffs, he knew exactly what was going on. He knows everything before anybody said a thing. And when he especially told to Patrick's face, like I'll repeat one more time, he told Patrick to his face that none of those teepees belong to him, and they're going back to the proper owners of those, or the real owners of those teepees. And like, how did he know that? Who told him? Nobody would. No one would have. But he knew who they were. That means those people called the sheriffs and said, I want my teepees back. Go get them. Who's above that? Who's telling them to get them? Somebody turned them in. Because I strongly feel there's a bit of racism here. Because, like I said before, a lot of non-Indigenous people were helping them in the camp, and they hated it. There were some people that are First Nations, did not like non-natives to help support Nancy, to be by her side to help her. And Patrick King was her bodyguard. He made darn sure that she never come to harm. Between her and Mr. Cardinal, Peter Cardinal. Those are the two people that took good care of her bodyguards. So I wanted to share that with my viewers and listeners. I talked about this on my other program, on the show yesterday, but I got way more now than ever before. And Patrick told me last night, sent me a message after my other show was over, and he said, that one teepee is mine. He owns it. I own it, he said. Then I said, then why did the police tell you, or the sheriffs tell you, that it's theirs, that somebody else's? He said, because they don't know the truth. They're believing that a white man has no right to own a teepee. Haha, guess what? Patrick is not white. He's indigenous. Because Patrick had a beard. And they're saying, oh, well, no Indian has a beard. I've got friends that are First Nations got beards. Give me a break. Anyways, I wanted to share this with you folks. You guys need to know that Edmonton is become racially attacking the First Nations people there on the grounds, of the parliamentary grounds. And here's the thing, and I'll tell you why, because the ministers that did not go to the parliament buildings, because that's where the people were camped outside, they said they fear for their lives, so they refused to show up in parliament until they're taken off the grounds. That's another reason why that took place. They fear for their lives? Are you freaking kidding me? So, anyways. So, quickly here, I'll give you guys some people that have been in hiding, that are making the comeback, return. These are ones that fake their deaths. They're coming, though. A lot of you guys may think that's a rumor, but Michael Jackson is very much alive. He's been helping Donald Trump. So has Prince, JFK Jr. as well, as usual. And let's see, Elvis Presley. He's still alive. He's actually a minister, a pastor of a church. He's going to come forward. So things are going to happen, folks. A lot of people are coming forward. We have well over 900 plus people, from the Hollywood to the music tools, from music, you name it, that had to go into protective custody because of their lives were in danger by the deep state. These are the satanic worshipers, and they're making their comeback right after Mr. Donald Trump is being reinaugurated as the president of the United States of the 19th new Republic of the United States. And again, our country too will be no Mr. False Doe, where he's gone. He's going to be both wrists together and a one-way trip with his wife. They're going to be permanent vacation. So, and you'll know all about it. It's coming soon, very soon. Okay, Marty, call in, my friend. Now, I'll be taking calls, folks. 360-566-2875. 360-566-2875. Marty Clark, get your butt on the line and call in. Okay? Because we'll talk about a few more things before, because Marty knows what's going on in the camp. Marty's got some updates as well. We'll share that with you guys too. Because this is also based on the jabs too, folks. So that's why I'm saying the camp itself is your government is trying so hard to force the kids to be vaccinated, and it ain't gonna happen. They're trying to pass laws and rules, and nope. Ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna fall for it. Okay, we're here. Let's see here. I'll just eliminate this part here. So Marty, you can call in if you want. If you want to call, Marty, call right now. Marty, give me a second, my friend. Not that one. Not a phone number. Call the 360-566-2875. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Area code 250.
Hello there.
How's it going?
Well, round and round, you.
All around and all around and all around.
Well, that's good. Yeah. You wanted me to call in ahead of everybody. God, I feel special.
Yeah, you do, Marty. Yeah, let me know
Anyway,
if you got any updates what's going on, what happened in the camp as well.
well, everybody basically knows what happened and how it happened. I was actually just headed down there myself, and I was going to put in my, show up and do my thing again there. And all of a sudden, all this commotion I seen on Facebook, and I thought, well, I better just hold back a little bit, see what's going to happen here. I didn't want to get fired, or beat up or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I kind of watched it unfold there, but I've been on the phone back and forth and texting with Pat and Peter there, and so they kind of let me know what was coming and going, and then I kind of lost track of them because everybody dissipated away from the grounds there, and then of course everybody lost everything, and people got they didn't. They actually did get charged, but no, they didn't. Like, they got charged with oh my God, I don't tip my tongue here. Walking on their own land, basically.
Yeah, they got charged for they call it private
on your own land.
They call it private property. Yeah, they're charging for walking on private property. Also,
so anyway, that was basically the bottom line of that. But anyway, the sheriff loaded everything up and they hauled everything away.
Yes.
Yesterday, they all met up at a different location here in Edmonton, and they had all their stuff back, but it was one big ball of stuff. So everybody had to go through everything one by one, but then again, most people recognize their sleeping bag, their tent kind of a thing. And it all kind of worked out. And poor Pat Barry lost his wallet, his keys, and his phone when he was arrested and told not to even go back on the property. But he did find his stuff in some bag they had bagged up there. So that was awesome. So yeah.
That's
as far as I know, because the fire was still burned there, this is kind of a neat thing. Elder Taz mentioned this, and I think he went down and scooped up a little bit of that fire.
Yes.
Which is sacred, and moved it to a different location. And I think that camp is going to fire back up again, but I don't exactly know where. So. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, she was plenty upset about it too, but she saw it as being not. I think it was her understanding. I could be wrong, but her understanding, she was thinking that it wasn't for what we are saying it is. She thought it was actually a non-vaxxer camp.
Yeah,
and it's because that one day everybody came in, and we helped to support and participate in that lineup. That whole time everybody's being really quiet, and to basically let the world know that there was well over 500-600 people that were there. The place was packed, and the sheriffs were keeping people
the world was watching.
And the sheriffs were keeping people from coming into the grounds while it was happening all day.
They did. They did
telling people they weren't allowed to come in.
They tried to spin the narrative and say, well, this was basic. They tried to make it look like it was a homeless camp, and oh my God,
worse than that. They were saying
because the media was there, and then the media put a different spin on things, and that wasn't the case at all.
No.
Everybody knows the world is watching. So,
I took as much information as possible, even the videos. I redid the videos. Let people know what's going on, what really happened. So
yeah, you notice I sent you a couple of things there too. Just kind of bring you up to speed a bit.
Yeah, I got your stuff too. So I mean, between your stuff and my stuff and everybody else down there, I really appreciate you mentioning my name to Pat for the interview.
Oh, not a big deal. Yeah. I told you I would, and I hope actually I get them all your credentials and stuff, and I would really love to see you guys, or at least Pat, give you a ringle jingle, or maybe even Pete there himself, and or both of them, or all three of us, or Nancy, and have a little show on your show. You
well, that's what I really want to do. Cool. I want to get all of them on the program and do a special just to get their attention.
Absolutely.
You know.
Do you have his direct line, or have you?
No, I never asked.
If you haven't, I can try.
Yeah, I never asked for it, but if you can ask him, it'd be great. You know,
I will see what I can do, but I can't guarantee or promise you nothing. But yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
Sounds good.
Alrighty then.
Okay. Appreciate it, my friend.
Okay, hope that helps a little bit and brings a little light to the world a little bit more.
Yeah, the world needs to know the truth of what's going on. It all relates to what's happening right now today. All of this, folks.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Mike, we'll talk to you later, but
okay, bye. Take care.
You bet. You bet.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Crazy. And like I said, folks, this is what happens. Now, anybody wants to phone me or give me a call, 360-566-2875. Let's see. This call is... Caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, is this Derrick?
Yes, it is. Is this Keith?
Oh, yeah, this is Keith. Derrick, the question I'm asking, there's two questions. Okay, for instance, I'm hearing a lot of stuff that we won't be driving cars in the future.
It's true.
So the roads will be, are they going to maintain the roads? Happen there?
They're saying that you'll be on roller skates for a while.
That was 100 years ago. You know, that one, don't roller skate in a buffalo patch or whatever.
Yeah. That's Marty. Was it Marty? Oh my God. Yeah, you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
Oh yeah, don't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
Roller skate in a buffalo herd. Yeah.
Okay, now you also mentioned
Roger.
one other.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You're saying.
Okay, you also mentioned one other thing. Okay. Is it? Did you say Telegram? Or a site when everything goes down?
Yeah, everything pretty well. Everything will go down except Telegram. And if anybody wants to see what's going on, you can download a program, and I'll tell you what it is. It's called Signal Private Messenger. Signal Private Messenger. Yeah.
Signal Private.
Yeah. Signal as in SIGNAR. Signal as in make a right signal, left signal. Signal Private Messenger. Yeah. You want to download that. Messenger. Yeah, you want to download that, and that actually,
Okay, Messenger.
Yes.
Okay, so they will maintain the roads for quite a few years, or what do you think?
Oh yeah. I mean, everyone will still drive. People will be driving electric cars. In fact, they're even talking about taking. They're not taking fuel driven vehicles off the road.
Okay, because fuel prices are supposed to go down, right?
Definitely. Let's put it this way. When Trump is reinaugurated, our fuel prices are going to go down from the 1930s prices.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Okay.
Okay,
like
good.
5 cents
and
a gallon.
I'm also listening to Sheila Ray, and she's saying that we're going to get all our tax money back.
Yes.
All our other money back.
Yes.
Our mortgage is going to be paid back.
All your mortgage will be paid for. Your interest rates are being given back to you. Everything that was basically the mafia style interest rates and all that. That's being returned back to you.
Okay, so basically,
All your credit cards all your credit cards
able to invest money.
Yes,
I'll be able to invest money.
All your credit cards will be
Yeah,
graced. All credit cards are graced.
Because it'll be good, because then now I could, like, I have life insurance, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I can cash them in.
Oh.
After this goes down.
Oh, you won't even need life insurance. You because why would you need life insurance? No matter what happens to you, you'll still be well taken care of.
Yeah, okay. I'll wait till everything stops.
Yeah.
Everything is settled down.
Once everything settles in, you'll find out exactly what the new transitions are, but they're way, way better than what they are now. You know, it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna blow.
Well, what's gonna be nice?
Yeah.
Is I can do things that for work. I can decide what I want to do for work. You know.
Well, let's put this way: you'll be independent, my friend. You won't even have to work for anybody but yourself. In fact, instead of you buying a used bus, you'll be buying a brand new one.
Yeah. Well, my point is like I want to get into maple sugar, Manitoba. You know what Manitoba maples are, right?
Yeah.
Well, their First Nations peoples out here have always tapped those trees.
Oh yeah. So is Ontario.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, Ontario is a different maple tree.
Yeah. Well, they got white maple and red maple.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, but the Manitoba maples are a big tree.
Yeah.
And they make a good syrup. And I was thinking,
I was a born Manitoba kid, so I pretty well got an idea. Yeah. I used to tap when I was a boy.
Well, Manitoba maples are right across Saskatchewan, Alberta, everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, because there's different things I want to try, and like and I'll be able to get on the med bed and get my back fixed.
Oh, big time.
Because that back of mine I herniated 2 discs. I had them operated on, and now the scar tissue is causing me trouble.
Yeah, that'll all be fixed. Yeah.
Now, I don't cry about it.
Someone in the chat room just said, they said, "Oh, too bad I just paid off my credit card." You'll also be let you know this right now, Carolyn, is that all your credit cards, sure, you may have paid it off, but your interest rates will be coming back to you, even though you had paid a credit card off.
Let me say this to you: I don't owe a penny.
Yeah,
I worked all my life. All my bills are paid off.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
Everything that is in my name, I own 100%.
Good.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not going to worry about, I don't own the biggest, I notice young people today, they buy a big house, right?
Yes.
They don't buy a house they can afford. They buy a house that they're going to go bankrupt in.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the difference. But what will be nice is I'll be able to travel, take pictures, go places and take pictures where I want to take pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'll have a younger body, and I'm going to have some fun.
Oh, boy.
No. Yeah, your mind is in the gutter. Fun, like going, getting back on the snowshoes, eh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going back in the bush and setting up the tent like my the boys used to do when my dad used to run that little trap line, you know?
Yeah.
And we'd set up that tent, hook up the little stove, you'd sleep outside in the winter, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I can remember taking snow and throwing it on the stove and go run across the stove, the hot stove.
Yeah.
And I can remember that smell from the snow, melting.
Yeah.
That scent.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that as long as I live.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sounds good.
We shall see you. And I'm hoping my brother stays alive because, we can reattach again.
Well, like I said, the med beds, when they start coming out, then you can let your brother know, say, hey, start using this and you'll get better.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it'll be made for everyone, including animals, by the way, including animals. So it's not just for humans. It's going to be for animals too.
I have I rescue dogs, right, from dog pound and whatever. And this last dog I got had a terrible life for first 5 years of his life.
Yeah.
He was never allowed in the house. Water. They kept him tied up in a little thing. They tied him up, and all winter he stayed there. And I used to go out there, change his water, do this and that for him. Finally, somehow she decided to get rid of him, and I got him. And he has been the nicest, friendliest dog I ever had. I've had all my dogs are loving and everything.
Yeah.
But this dog here, you can just see in his eyes when he looks at you that, thank you for getting me out of there.
Yeah.
Good. And but anyway, I always had a connection with animals. So.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, take care,
Be
Keith.
good.
Yeah. Have fun
and if everything goes well, I'll be out there to BC to see you.
Oh, definitely. Looking forward to seeing you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Take care, my friend.
Okay. Maybe we'll do an ice road trip.
Oh.
It'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, bye for now.
Okay. Take care.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lillian was asking a question regarding diabetes. Anybody's diabetic? Yes, these med beds are for everything to cure. They will heal. They're made specifically to do everything for you. In fact, if you're missing an appendage, say you're missing a finger, there's 4 kinds of machines, and one will actually regrow your finger back. What they do is they take the DNA and they take the DNA, piece of DNA of you, and they will replicate your finger, and it will grow back again, just like as if you're like a reptile, so to speak. You lose your tail, you get your tail back. So yeah, that does exist. These med beds were designed on the planet Venus. They were made, or they were designed specifically by the Palladians. But pardon me, the Venusians are the ones that actually help create these. And actually, what you guys don't know, and please understand, this is absolute truth. Nikola Tesla actually was not from Earth. He was never born here. He was born on Venus. And his true parents brought him to the Earth and got this family to adopt him and take care of him, to raise him as one of their own. They brought him here for a reason, because Tesla was going to grow up and start the Tesla coils and because that's how knowledgeable, so smart, intelligent this man was. So that's exactly, what do you think of them being his project? So basically, this is basically what, and there's a young lady who actually did a story. She herself was actually from our planet here, and she was taken to Venus, and they trained her how to work the med beds. And then there's a video. If you ever want to find out, just come and ask me, and I'll send you guys the video. You can always email it to you. But she did 2 videos, but the one particular one that she did talk about is that all the doctors and the nurses will be all retrained. Our hospitals will no longer be a hospital, by the way, folks, because pretty well the whole world's going to be healed from these med beds. And all these med beds will actually have as healing centers. So every doctor and every nurse will be they'll be retrained how to use these machines, and it'll give doctors more of a better understanding of what their real doctorate is about, and that's going to help a whole lot. Area code 780.
Hey, how's it going there, Derek? I was just calling in to see if I can get a short reading from you.
A short?
Or whatever you got for me, man.
Yeah. Is this Travis?
Yeah, this is Trav.
Hey, Travis. So how's it going on your side of the world first? What's happening here over there?
I don't know, everybody's just trying to push for that vaccination, kind of get your vax, and you gotta get the vax to work, but that's kind of like having no choice and whatnot, right?
Well, I got to kick out them when they say, well, you got to get to work. Get to work what? It's and I tell people, an experimental drug. It was never known to be a cure. It was never said to be a cure. No one said it was a cure. The CDC, the WHO, and the FDA said, they even said it is not a cure, and they recommend not to use it.
Yeah.
But the government turned around and said, no, you have to have it. So,
yeah.
So anybody who's on a reserve, what we call reservation, and when you're locked on a reserve, you really don't know what's going on in the outside world. So you're believing what the mainstream media tells you. So, but if you really you're able to do your research and find out what the real truth is, that's how it'll work. So are you doing your dishes?
You're kind of cut out.
Oh, like, were you doing your dishes?
Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear that. What was that?
I said, were you doing your dishes?
Oh no, that's in the background. I'm standing in the living room right now.
Oh, it sounds like cutlery. Somebody's actually is in the kitchen somewhere washing dishes or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyways, anything particular you want to talk about?
Just in terms of like, is there any messages out there for me, or is there any like I was just gonna say any guidance or anything, like being told anything, or
okay.
And if not, then what's coming up for me here in the next little while here, I guess I should say. Because I'm kind of been worried about jobs and stuff, because like haven't been seeing any work as of recent, like I said, because of the vaccine and all that, right? So I'm kind of like,
well, I'm sure you've heard what I've talked about at the very beginning. Everything's going to go through a bit of a lockdown, or one more time, a shutdown, 10 days of darkness, they call it, but it's going to be all at the same time. I tell people it's intermittent, but after this whole thing is over, when November the 5th to the 11th begins, then you'll get results where people have more freedom. There's no longer 6 feet apart. There's no longer masks. There's no longer mandatory vaccines. All this is going to be gone. Okay. So, and basically no one will have to be forced to do anything, because all of that will be revealed. The truth will be revealed.
Yeah.
So it's all beginning. So, but as far as your work, you will be extremely busy. I would say around December, some people will call you in to work at the beginning of the first week or second week of December. But when that happens, you will feel like they'll be coming up with an idea, or they'll be wanting you to be part of something that will be, I'm hearing the word generational. So that's all to do with, probably, it could be an indigenous movie. It could be something all to do with a project that you're doing. But it will benefit many. Okay. It'll benefit many as well as yourself, but it will be an ongoing. It's almost like I'm hearing the word series. So I got a feeling that you'll be part of a TV series or a documentary series.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be happening around December, and it'll happen all through the whole season. You'll be busy up until 2023 in your work.
Wow.
Yeah, but doesn't mean it's going to be done after 2023. You're going to go this is one major project again. Boom, you're going to be busy. Right. At the same time, I'm seeing you actually enjoying your vacation, because I'm seeing you leaving the country. I'm seeing you actually sort of like a Caribbean island, and you're going, hey, this is where I am right now. Derrick, what are you doing down there? Right. So you're going to be a busy man. You'll be busy.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Just a matter of just a beginning. Just not to worry. Don't panic. Let things ride until this whole thing is over by November. the beginning of December, you'll start to hear about from people say, we were talking about doing this. We want to, what do you think will be part of this? And then when they ask you, go do it.
Yeah.
Because you'll be putting your incentive or your 2 bits in there, so to speak, and saying, okay, here's what I want to say. Here's what I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. Yeah, a lot of clarification there, because I was like, there's a lot of things up in the air for decisions or choices.
Yeah. No, you'll never be without work, my friend. You're going to be just as busy. I'm not seeing physical work as in groundwork. I'm seeing you physical work as in your appearance of who you are. So this is more like, so basically your physicality is actually going to be your acting, but you're going to be telling a story. You'll be part of something that they're going to ask you to be part of.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. But December is actually going to be a phenomenal month for you. Absolutely. The first beginning of December.
Right on.
Yeah. And the day of number 7, the number 7 is going to be is significant to you on December the 7th.
All right. Right on.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
There you go, my friend.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Derrick. And that's all good, man. I appreciate it. You always I appreciate the show, and this is great. I get to call in and talk, and I appreciate it, man. And I'll be talking to you later in time for sure.
Yep. Keep up the great work.
All right, man. Thank you. Take care.
Talk to you.
Good night.
Bye. Miwasan Moskwa, nice to see you. Okay. 360-566-2875. You want to call in, ask a question, you're more than welcome to, or if you have a question regarding what we're talking about this evening, please call in 360-566-2875. Let's see here. Now, before I forget, there's something here that you guys may need to know. And, through many, many years, like this, for example, this COVID thing is nothing new at all, because it's another version of the experimental drug, so to speak. It's been going on since the beginning of time, because what I have here are medical experiments and vaccines, biological agents, bacterial, and airdrops and more. It began from the Black Plague, where they're experimenting on the public. It happened between the years 1665 and 66. There was well over 100,000 people that died of the bacterium. And here's the thing where I do find that's interesting. Is what really did happen. For example, let's talk about where they're talking about the flu, right? Because basically this is what this COVID is supposed to be considered as the flu, or a variant of flu. It's called a bacterium. In the year 1918, they had what's called the Spanish flu. And there aren't really there's not very few people actually have lived long enough now that we remember, from 1918. There was no way anybody would be. But from 1918, there was actually a record that shows that 75 to 80% of people that died, not of the Spanish flu, they died of wearing masks. And it was all because of the bacteria. And their masks were not made of material or made of fabric. And so they wore them every day, all day, and they built a bacteria up in their lungs, and which caused them, which called another flu-like symptom, which basically did some damage in their lungs, and they couldn't breathe very well. So this is basically where it all began. And even back in those years, there was even signs. I got a lot of photographs from the 1918, and on those signs, there's women holding up the signs that says, it is mandatory that you have to wear a mask. And if you don't wear a mask, you go to jail. So this is a repeat for what they've done. This is where Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci decided to do the same thing again, to repeat this. But they didn't do this on alone. This actually is financially backed by the billionaires, which the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Zucker, you name it, all of them are all involved. So that's exactly what happens. Okay. Area code 360. Hello. Hello. Lost her. Call back. Area code 360. Okay. So, and I remember seeing photographs of a little girl holding her mask under her nose too. It's like, oh yeah, we all know what that's like. And they were trying to make it where kids had to wear these masks all the time going to school. They made pretty well. They were pretty tough on people. It was really hard on them that they had to deal with this. So I tell people, you know, this is not something that's new. And like I said, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergs, anybody who's billionaire financial, and they're and even the CCP, which is the Chinese Communist Party, they all back this up. They all financially backed up Fauci. Fauci is the one, by the way, your Dr. Fauci is also the one that actually created the AIDS virus. You know that, right? Area code 408. Hello.
Hey there, Derrick. It's Mick.
Hey, Mick. How's it going?
Do we have a connection?
Try it again. Call me back again. Call me again.
Derrick?
Hello. Call me back.
Derrick?
Hello. Call me back. Oh, his phone is, it sounded like he was not using a proper phone. Phone back, Mick. It's been a long time. He's up in California. So anyways, like I said before, the Spanish flu did not start by, you know, people saying, oh, it started by, you know, Spanish people. No, that's just the name. It was an experimental flu that they created to basically design it for the soldiers, and they tried to wipe out the soldiers to see how many they can wipe out. It was an experimental drug again, same way as the COVID-19. Hello. Area code 408.
Hey there, Derrick. It's Mick Flair.
There, I got you, my friend. I knew you were there.
Connection now?
Yep, I do.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. I don't know what happened that first time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, good to hear. Yeah.
Haven't heard from you in a long time, my friend. What's going on?
I've been busy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've been rocking and rolling like usual. Working out at Shoreline Amphitheater out in Mountain View, doing some concerts.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, trying to do as much karaoke as possible, keep my pipes in shape. And that's been a whole lot of fun. And discovering a whole lot of new music.
Yeah, you are.
So I discovered an Elvis Presley song that I'd never heard before that came out in 1970. And it's called Cindy, Cindy. And it's a really nice, you know, up-tempo Elvis song. And so I did that last night for the first time. And I did it as a homage and a tribute to my friend Cindy, who had just passed away about a week ago.
Okay.
At the age of 60. She would have been 61 coming up on November 3rd. So I got the news from my guitar player friend who I did the Hendrix songs with. And apparently she had fallen and, you know, broke her hip, and nobody found her for days, and then she passed.
Oh.
So with that, I want to check in on her. Has she traveled far into the ether yet? Her name was Cynthia Ann Stifler, but her married name was Cindy Welch. So yeah, I'd like to check in on Cindy. And the other thing is too, is we left on not so good of terms, and I feel bad about not having closure. And you know, I pretty much had, put a lot of the bitterness aside of what we were going through. It's unfortunate that we never got to face-to-face, voice-to-voice settle things out before her passing. So I just want to let her know that, it's all good, but I love her very much. And sorry she was going through all the physical things. But yeah, let's check in on Cindy.
Well, number one, as soon as I look at Cindy, she makes me feel like I want to go back to these open concerts, the main one we had at Woodstock. And I'm being shown, what's her name that was at Woodstock? The raspy voice.
Oh, Janice Joplin.
Yep. But I'm seeing that energy of Janice Joplin around here, but I already know Janice Joplin's still alive, by the way. So she's coming forward too. Cynthia reminds me, she has that energy of what she was like, okay, of Janice Joplin. So basically, I strongly feel that having to see Cindy, I think that she's a person right now who's actually sees herself like she's out there rocking it out in concerts, but she's doing it not of today's concert. She's going back in time, the people that she probably wished that she could have made connection with or having to see. So her connection is in that time period. Does that make sense?
I could see that.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
When I met her, she was 15 years old in 1975.
Yeah.
And I was 21. And she just loved to rock and roll. She loved to hang around the band, hang around the music. Yeah. And even though she didn't perform herself, she was a free spirit, a bright, free spirit.
And I just said Woodstock. That's what she is.
So I could totally see that being the case.
We used to call them rock rats. The girls.
What was that called?
We used to call them rock rats. The girls that used to hang out with bands that would just want to be there because they just loved them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, rock rats, band rats. No, but I mean, not a bad name. That's,
she should be.
She should have what I strongly feel that Cindy could have had a better career, because I'm seeing her having to admire to be a musician herself.
Yeah. She, I don't know if she ever had aspirations into being a musician. I never saw that side of her, but she loved music so much, especially live music, and the people that made it. And she was very supportive of the music that I was making at that time, in my band, and then all down through the years. And I actually did get her a job working concert security with me. She got to see and work a lot of shows, at Bill Graham Presents, up close and personal. And she was good. Yeah. She was really good. She took her job seriously, and she was right in the thick of, the mainstream concert scene from the early to mid 80s. Yeah. And I think that was a way she was able to express herself also by being that close to it.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what I was doing. I wasn't security. We were there specifically to set up the band, or set up the stages and the music, or the speakers and lighting and all that. That was our job. We were there, and the cool part was we get to be up front. Oh, yeah. That was one advantage we have, is to get to be up front and see the band up close and meet the guys in person. Yeah. So I think I'm
glad you brought that. I'm glad you brought that up, Derek. Yeah. Because while I was celebrating, Cindy's life and, singing that song, I've gotten a message through Facebook that Herbie Herbert, Journey's manager, Santana's ex-road manager, I mean, essentially the man that put Journey into the position to be who they are today. Herbie passed away at the age of 73 on Monday night. And so while I was getting ready to do karaoke, I was getting ready to sing Neil Diamond's Solitary Man, because this was the 30th anniversary of Bill Graham's death in the helicopter crash. So I wanted to pay homage to his spirit and his pilot, Steve Kahn, and his girlfriend, Melissa, who also perished with him.
Wow.
So I'm getting ready to go up and sing Solitary Man. I'm looking at Facebook, and I see that Herbie passed. So I changed my mind at the last minute and instead sang Journey Faithfully.
Oh, you got more than one song to sing in honor of them.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
So many. Actually, before that, I did Journey song from their 1986 album, Raised on Radio. I did Be Good to Yourself. And I did that as a message to everyone around the world, everyone that's still here. Be good to yourself. Nobody else will, you know, and that was a universal message that I was sending out to the ether, as well as, you know, to Herbie's spirit. But now he's managing one of the greatest bands in rock and roll heaven. Everyone that actually did pass away, not to mention the ones that you know are coming back and that haven't actually died. So he's got a hell of a job still up there.
Well, he'll get the chance to talk to the guys from one of the guys from April Wine and one of the guys from a few others that passed away. So,
yeah, like Neil Peart.
Yeah.
A famous Canadian musician. Yeah. Oh, so many of them up there. But all I know is you and I are still here, and we're still here for a purpose. Otherwise, we wouldn't be.
Well,
and that is keep spreading the truth.
Yeah,
living our lives, educating people, and just by doing it by example. And so that's why when I hang up with you, I'm going to go sing some more. I'm going to go find another place and going to rock and roll. You know, because
Mick, I got to tell you, Mick, I have to tell you something here. You remember me doing my presentation at the UFO conference last year? Okay. Do you remember that one that I did? Okay. Now, in my presentation, you remember being there watching it?
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, in my
you stood up, you started with the shaman drum.
Yeah.
Start that Wednesday night session.
Exactly. So what happened was in my presentation, when I was speaking about what was going to happen, I watched my presentation again just for the heck of it. I didn't realize I was already predicting things that were going to happen as of the next following year. So what I had stated in my presentation, it all came to fruition. When I mentioned on the video, I said,
have to go back and look at that myself.
Because I mentioned the video about, I said, I wouldn't put it past it that we will have a virus expelled out and people are going to be panicking. And guess what? It happened.
Yeah. Shortly after.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, it won't, it won't be long and you'll hear about it and everybody's going to start going, oh my God, they're going to all hide. And I actually watched the video when I did my presentation. I forgot all about it. I forgot some of the parts of the presentation that I had stated. So I looked it over and I watched it again because some people are asking me on Telegram, Derrick, can you actually take that video and play it on our page and so we can observe? I watch it. I said, sure. So I played it for them and they were like, of course, they were totally blown away. But I watched it too and I went, holy crap, there's things in there actually said that actually happened because I was making predictions within my story. So I was like, you know.
So it's giving you a preview.
Yep. I was showing people what's going to happen ahead of time. Most people either they were asleep or awake, but they know now. So if anybody wants to see my video, you can always go online, guys. You can go on to the website, the Laughlin UFO Conference. That would be 2020. And check it out. And you'll see. Look for my name. It's called Visitors and Visitations, and watch the video. You can order it. It's about $15. But when you see the DVD, the video, and you'll see what I actually predicted, it's exactly what became about of this past year. No, not 2020, 2019. Yeah, 2019.
No, actually it was 2020.
Yeah, it was 20. Yeah, it was 20. Yeah, it was 2020.
It seems like it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was February of last year.
February last year, 2020. Yeah.
Before all hell broke loose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I tell people just have a look.
I'm telling you, my woodworking skills have reached like incredible heights. We had a storm here on Sunday that blew a lot of big limbs and a lot of big branches down. And all I could think of was, I can't wait until it dries up so I can gather some of these amazing pieces that Mother Nature has left me.
Yeah.
And I have finally created my very own 33-inch baseball bat made out of a redwood limb with bark beetle carvings. Quite amazing, Derek. Quite amazing.
Well, that's good. Very good. Yourself and have fun.
I certainly will. Thank you, and thank you as always for all that you do and all that you are. And we will both just keep on keeping on.
Well,
the truth.
We'll keep on doing what we're doing, and eventually take care of you. Talking to you.
All right. Bye now.
Bye. Wow. I haven't heard from that man for a long time. He's busy. Mick Flair. So Mick Flair does DJ work. This guy is quite phenomenal. Let's go into the chat room here. Let's see, Travis, Dolores, Catherine, in the chat rooms here in the YouTube chat rooms. SW, which I know who they are. Let's see, Derek, do you anticipate the med beds in 2022? Oh yes, definitely. They're coming in the beginning of the year. They actually are out now, but they're up in the Netherlands as well as Norway. They're already been distributed and started being used now as we speak, and some are being used in the United States under the ground, or not underground. The United States, there's special centers they're using for the kids that need to be cured first. So they're working on them first at the moment. And anybody who's really, really bad, they're working on. And also a lot of the veterans that needed the help. So they're working with the veterans and putting them on med beds. Let's see. Michelle Hood. Oh, hey, made it. How are you doing? I'm good. Miss you guys too. Up in Laughlin, Nevada, in Las Vegas. Yeah. So I got Vegas watching this show. Yeah. So Las Vegas, Nevada. And see, we got Nicole, Wendy, Rena, Marty. Let's see, Carolyn. There's more people here. And my thing keeps on flipping. Okay, who else got here? Mary Smothers. Okay, so I really just want to know what my son's father's intentions are, and is he going to come back? Okay, anybody that's in the chat room, if you guys are actually wanting to ask questions, you're more than welcome to actually call in. I would prefer you to call in. So the number is 360-566-2875. Okay, that's the number that I use. 360 to call in to ask your questions. Okay, because reason why I do that is because then I would like to hear your voice. It just gives people more motivation to do something about it, right? Area code 702.
That's right. It's Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy I made it to your show. I've been working late, so I've been missing all the fun stuff.
Yeah, folks, we want to talk about somebody who's really cool is Michelle. She actually is the pyramid lady. She makes pyramids with acrylic. And she's very talented. If you guys ever want to see some of her stuff, she's got if you want to let our listeners and viewers know where to find you.
Oh, thank you. Light the Light, LITETHELIGHT.com. Thank you. Anybody can find that. But I wanted to check, I watched this woman do an interview, June something. I'll look her name up right now. But she was kind of a demon slayer. And I found her work fascinating, and I wanted to see if you could tune into that and see if she's worth investigating further. Her name is June Lundgren.
June Lundgren, Demon Slayer. Is she worth looking into? No.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That was quick.
They're saying
Bada
no.
bing, bada boom.
Yeah, just they're saying no.
You know, have you been talking to people that have been having a lot of dreams? Like early this morning, I had a dream of this being down a dark hall running towards me. Like it was like a mud, dark being, and I had a hard time getting up this morning. In fact, everyone in the house was drained of energy, and I just thought, what is going on? You know, what is going on?
What's happening is there's a residual energy that's being released in the air, and that, or not released, it's more like it's being cleaned up, and anything that's left that's actually, I'm not going to use the word demonic, anything that's a negative source, anything that we have been fighting, you know, the arguments or the confrontations with people called the evils or that sort of thing. I mean, I've had those nightmares as myself, because when you, some of your dreams, what they're also for is also to clean up residue of your hardships that you dealt with the past. And sometimes they're a little bit scrambled, and we're trying to regurgitate all that crap out. So anything that with a shadow, so to speak, connected to, or anything with a shadow shape. And we always understand that there's beings running down a hallway or down a tunnel. Sometimes we see them that we think they're chasing us. It's because we are still worried what's going to happen next. So, but also too, with yourself, you're focusing on items that relate to healing. And so every time you're using every time you're creating a brand new item, you're releasing all of the negatives away. You're basically, it's like you're taking it out from yourself, but also there's people around you that walk around your buildings, walking in your buildings, and they want to see your product at the same time. When they become attracted to the energy, it's already being pulled out of them, right? And then after they leave, and if they haven't bought the product, it's releasing itself. And guess who gets hit? You.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what I always tell people this is, anytime that you are wanting to release something or think that you're being attacked, not attacked in the negative, really, like not in an evil way, but you feel that your body is really drained, is because you have to learn how to utilize it and put it back into the earth, because the earth will take it for you. So what I teach people is learn to spread their fingers apart, as in, you know, take your fingers, you spread them apart next to your side, and you visualize a blue light, like it's almost like a very laser blue light through the crown, through your body, and let it jet through. And that cleanses through all the stuff that's coming out of you. And you say, I release you. This is not my stuff. And once you're saying those things, this is what happens. You'll feel the tips of your fingers starting to sparkle, or they feel tingly, because you're releasing all that negative. And then you just ask for a beautiful white light to engulf back into your body, to give you, to, like, you're breathing back all the energy back in, like, okay, this is not mine. I'm welcoming this new white light that's regenerating me. And when you say that, then you feel higher. In fact, your head feels like you're kind of dizzy, because you brought in so much powerful light, which is good. But it basically, what it does is it puts you back into balance. So that's normal. Anytime you and I are involved in any means of healing of people or creating an item, we will always once in a while get hit, because people are attracted to the item that they're close to, and yet if they do take it themselves, doesn't mean that's that can be left behind, because they're taking it with them. But if they don't take the item, then they're leaving it behind. In the meantime, it dissipates into your region. So I always tell people, just cleanse the area after they're gone, and you're fine. Does that make sense?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting take on it. And it does make sense, actually. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How's it going in Canada? I missed the earlier section, not to loop people that have been with you. You know, we're thinking about you all the time. It's getting pretty gnarly here. But I do think people are standing up, so I just want to tell you that.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of accidents going on. A lot of weird things. A lot of people they're not reporting that are not making it in the hospitals, and the funeral homes told a friend of mine who brother-in-law is very sick, so they're checking places out. He had cancer. It's not related to any of this stuff. That they are. I don't know if it was a joke or what, but they said they're so busy they might maybe having to put 2 and 3 bodies in coffins.
Well, they cannot do. That's totally illegal. You cannot put 2, 3 bodies in one coffin. That's wrong. That's just
everything's illegal. Yeah, everything's illegal.
But they're making it.
It's all illegal.
Yeah, but they're putting it. It's called disrespect. Really, it's almost like you're dumping bodies. They don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so busy and it's not being reported. There's so many people leaving, and I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people leaving.
Well, your president, Mr. B, is the one that's not following guidelines, and he's letting people get away with it. So he doesn't care. So that's what I'm saying. It's getting that close, that time where, Mr. Trump comes walk back in November, and this is where it all begins. The November the 5th is going to be. I
hope so.
Oh, yes. It's November the 5th is the big day. It's the biggest day. It's called EBS. November the 5th.
All right. That'll be great.
It will affect 17 countries. So.
Well, I'd like to see that. So we're all like to see that. We like that plan. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, but again, EBS will also be martial law. That's where it begins. November the 5th begins martial law. Good. Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I thank you so much for looking at those questions, and thank you so much for everything you do. And we miss you here, and everybody's working hard, but we tune in when we can, and it's nice to see your happy face.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to see your happy face.
We'll be in touch. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Talk to you then, my dear.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
That's funny. Okay. Stephanie says, love making PVC pyramid to meditate under, and I've made a few scalar energy devices and a Wilhelm Wright blankets. That's how I've helped my dad in his cancer, along with the RSO and medical marijuana. Good for you. It's definitely time for people to stop suffering. Exactly. I understand what you're talking about. Big time. Okay, folks. Now, like I said before, those who actually just came in the chat room recently, you guys need to know this. It's important because I'm not sure if I will be able to be back before the 5th of November. Like, again, they may start the 10 days of darkness before then. So that means the internet may be down by then. We've already had a hint of our cable being disconnected this afternoon here in Canada. We're in British Columbia. We had no cable for a while. In fact, it was dead, and then it came back on again. So again, like I tell people, they're probably transitioning over to the Tesla satellites. So that's how this works. Everything's all transitioning to, we're going Tesla. The people that are using Tesla now are the military. So it's the special elite forces that works with Trump. Also, if you guys if you want to find me, I'm on Telegram, and you can find me in 2 of my pages myself. You go at Whiteskycloud, WHITESKYCLOUD. That's mine. You'll find Derrick Whiteskycloud. Or also another page called True North, Strong and Free. That's me. I have this page set up. You can see a lot of things that are going on in the community across the land and across the world. Also, please do this for me if you guys can. This is going to help you a whole lot. There's actually an app you should download, because you may not have access to do other things when they do that, have the 10 days of darkness. So here's what I recommend you guys to do, is to download a name called Signal Private Messenger. Signal Private Messenger. And it says on there, it says, No NSA took control of the CIA November the 18th. So basically, so the Signal app was taken over by the White Hats, which is Mr. Trump. Signal will be the only thing that works when we go down. Military satellite controlled. Phone service will not work. So best to download it and get your family and friends to do it as well. Now it says underneath there, it says also the 3-day event, which is the blackout worldwide. A part of this U.S. Space Force Trump card. Okay. And it has hashtag Nikola, which is Nikola Tesla, Nikola ready, hashtag Nikola ready. That means it's coming out. Should be quick. Change over to Tesla free energy. See Texas Tower and Tesla battery installations. Need power for the EBS. Okay, you guys may know what that means. 10-day disclosure, and this is going to be random. Not all. It may not happen all at once. It may just random. But it will happen to 17 countries. I will let you know that 17 countries: Canada, United States, Australia, New Zealand, that sort of thing. You'll find out. In many languages, see TurkSat, TURKSAT, rocket satellite, TurkSat satellite. No texts or phone calls. No internet while Operation Mockingbird being wiped, gone, rebooted. And Project Odin, Starlink, internet coming online. Okay. Just Signal app and highly encrypted MIL app. So I recommend this, guys, if you want to. This will help you a whole lot. And also, like I said before, they put the word out, and this is from John F. Kennedy Jr., and he said, the countdown has started. I mentioned this last week. Welcome to the end game, Patriots. Boom, a week to remember. They are not prepared. Now buckle up and listen to what I have to say, Patriots. The blackout is necessary. The hour is upon us. Largest D-class yet. Main event on its way. And the large BOOM, so loud it will blow your masks off. After 1 week, I will lock this channel. He's talking about himself. So you want to find his channel. This was at JFK in capital letters channel at JFK. Let me go on my page. You'll find it and take that. Just put your mouse on it and go to that page and you say, yeah, you want to join it. He says 1 week remaining. After that, a lot of things will change. Share this channel with your family and friends. Prepare backups. And they're talking about backups as in anything that you have. The reason why I'm saying prepare backups because FB will be taken down. And possibly even YT, where I'm on right now. We'll see. Instagram's going. There's going to be a few. And possibly Google too. Microsoft's going to be interesting. People are asking, is Microsoft going to go? You never know, because again, Mr. Gates is actually behind bars right now, and so is Mr. Fauci. So they're both behind bars, and so is Mr. Zuck is behind bars too right now as we speak. Archive everything. Final trip code is here. Spread the word. They will do everything they can to stop us, but will they succeed? No, they won't. Patriots are in control. We go where we go one, we go all. Now, one thing I will say this too. Let's see. Here it is. Yep. So someone was asking about our country, and it's basically Her Majesty, I am Queen Ramona Didulo. She's actually was assigned here by Trump. So she's the one that she's half Japanese and half Filipino. She's been assigned here to take care of this country in Canada. So she's Ramona Didulo, head of state and commander-in-chief and head of government. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, the Kingdom of Canada's military hashtag flags and hashtag patches designs will be displayed, and Canadians will have the opportunity to choose their favorites for the Kingdom of Canada's military. Because basically what's going to happen, our flag, our national flag that we once have is going to be taken down, but that's a corporate flag. We'll actually have a real true country flag. No, she's the Canadian, and someone's asking a question, is no, she's the reigning Canadian, reigning queen. She's an indigenous to her country. Queen is legal, done by the White Hat military, all 17 countries. Q military gave the current president of Canada, Ramona the Dulo and Queen. Old laws are gone. All the old laws are gone. That's including the Canadian Charter. It's time to be fully awake. Think with quantum mind, not the old school lies. Nisara Jasara should have happened on 2011 at 10 a.m. The Twin Towers came down at 9 a.m. and they bought themselves 20 years. We lost 20 years of the quantum reset. To go to Mark Christopher on YouTube, who has many, many videos, and he will explain everything. The world has been set free because of Russell J. Gould and Michael Wynn Miller, W-I-N-N. They register the first post office freedom flag at the UN, and they took over the courts and rewrote all the documents. It took decades. By them doing this, they said the world free with the freedom for flag, and the Constitution, it was for everyone. I too had to go back to school and watch most of all these videos. You're going to have to take notes. We have to relearn the truth and get rid of all of what we knew of science and history has been a lie. The Vatican controlled the Bible. New Bible will be released. They controlled us through the fear. Many Christians are going to have a tough time with this, and it's true. Only the seven deadly sins means ego. Okay, the poor around the world I knew on because they were the victims of it, and we're just learning. Sometimes the most educated are not the smartest. God bless. And so basically I put the word new flag of Canada is coming out, and they're showing the new flag, and I think I'll show you guys the new flag. Hang on a second. I'll give you a quick look at it on this screen. Sorry, I can't do it on YouTube, but I'll show you on this screen right there. This is what our flag is going to look like in Canada. That's what it will look like. A little different than most people, but it has a purpose. So there's been a lot of people that judged this flag. There were so many new ideas that people brought in to help make it, give it a little more strength, and it's got purpose. Okay, so if anyone is looking for help to get readings, full-time readings, I charge $130 an hour. If you guys want to find me, I'm whiteskycloud.com. You can find my website, whiteskycloud.com. You're more welcome to call my number and on the website and make an appointment. You're more welcome to. I do readings from all over the world. And we either use Skype or Facebook, whichever how you do it. Okay? And or telephone, whichever. So it's worth your while. Anyways, trying to fit as much time as I can to help that you guys know what's going on. But the one thing I find is important, and that is remember the 5th of November. It's important. Okay. And if you guys haven't seen it, look for the movie, download it or whatever, watch it, called V for Vendetta. It's worth your while. It gives you an idea of where we are at. And this is basically the beginning. Oh, also too, before I forget, some of you actually have been watching some of the old videos I've been sharing with you, I'm sure, for the longest time. Well, back in the 1920s and 30s, the cell phones did exist, and there were people actually in 1928, when Charlie Chaplin was filming the movie called The Circus, there was a woman that was walking across the screen, and she was actually holding on to a cell phone, and she was talking to someone while she was going through the movie onto the grounds. So cell phones did exist, but the thing is that you weren't supposed to know. So a lot of things that we think that were supposed to be brand new that just came out has been around for a long time. There has been a discovery. One more thing to share with you too. There has been a discovery. They actually the military shot and killed the beast that was haunting the area of the Skinwalker Ranch, and they killed it. It's a werewolf, and so there's a video of it, and they took it down. So there's a lot of things that have been happening lately. Let's see here too. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I talked about earlier this evening. And if you haven't seen the whole program, watch my program, share it with others. Love to hear back from you guys. It's been a pleasure being on this program. I've been doing it for so many years. I really do enjoy your work. And like I said before, if you guys want to call in for next week, I'll be here. If you want to call in for a 1 hour reading, I charge $130 an hour. It's worth your while. If you want to make a donation in my page for all the work that I do, if you want to make a donation, more welcome to. If you want to make a donation, there's actually an email. It's dancingfirewolf@yahoo.ca. That's dancingfirewolf@yahoo.ca. Anyways, you guys take good care of each other and be good. We will be back with you. And yeah, be good to each other, and may God be with you all. Peace, guys.
Round the world for all I like. So why is the war? Why do we fight? There's one sea, one tide, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. When one hurts, when one needs, we all gotta learn to live together. Make peace, make peace, peace. Alright, isn't it time for us to stop dying? Isn't it time mother stop crying? Stop dividing and the hate. We gotta make peace before it's too late. There's one sea, one sky, one earth. So you and I gotta learn to live together. When one hurts, when one needs, we all gotta learn to live